I mean, what a performance that was yesterday. It was absolutely outstanding. And when it comes to Kevin De Bruyne, the 5 players I've just spoke about in terms of trying to win it back when they lost it in the box are all in the box to finish it off. And that, I mean, the first half was a brilliant game, but there was definitely big opportunities there for Manchester United.
So Manchester United were very much in the game at half-time, and we reflected that yesterday. But in the second half, it was total City domination. United didn't even manage a single attempt, while City had 14. And look at the possession as well, 21% for United in that second half. And for the last 15 minutes, as Gary Neville highlighted yesterday, it was as low as 8%. So why couldn't United cope, live with City in that second period?
Well, I think it's really interesting to listen to Pep Guardiola's interview. And he is a tough taskmaster. He never seems happy no matter what the performance. And even he said how good they were second half. So it was on a completely different level to what we even saw first half, even though I thought City were really good. So they were fantastic second half. For me, listening to the lads after the game and obviously watching the game, I think the big difference was when the subs came on and when the third goal went on. I actually think for the first 10 or 15 minutes, Manchester United was still obviously in the game with the scoreline and still had a couple of those opportunities I mentioned before half-time. Now, again, City controlling possession. You're 2-1 down. You don't need to go chasing it. Let's wait for City to give it away. OK, they lose the ball there. And again, the tactic of Ranić, which I think worked in terms of going forward, either side of Rodri, that's where the space is. Fernandes is dragging a centre-back out. He lays it off to Pogba. Now, we are saying it would have to be a great pass, almost reminiscent of the pass David Silva done all those years ago in a Manchester derby at Old Trafford. But you see the position of Elanga with Cancelo, a better pass, you 1v1 in that position. There was another opportunity here where they win it back, and then you've got players there breaking. Again, Pogba, Fernandes positions. Now, of course, Man United don't have a shot second half, but they have opportunities. The defender comes back. But for me, the biggest change and contrast was the substitutions being made and the goal 3 or 4 minutes later to make it 3-1.
Did they give up? I want to come to you on this in a minute as well, Teddy. Did United give up, as Gary and Roy suggested yesterday? No. I think it's 3-1. You're playing against the best team in the world. Of course, the shoulders go down and a little bit of players, you know, probably lose that belief. And you can't sit off anymore. Now, could they have done more? And there's things in this clip I do not like at all. But I just showed there was 3 or 4 clips like this. And this was in the 73rd minute. And I just want to highlight a few players. Fred, McTominay, Lingard, who's come on, and Marcus Rashford. Now, when you're losing 3-1, you can't sit back. You've almost got to go man for man and think, if it goes into my man, I'm going to try and win it back. And what happens is the pitch gets even bigger. De Bruyne, lovely touch, off. McTominay goes in, gets turned. But this is what I don't like, and that's why I go back to the substitutions. Marcus Rashford doesn't move. Now, the others around him are chasing, almost going man for man, getting ran ragged. Must be shattered, by the way, chasing Man City through the game. Certainly the 2 central midfield players. Lets the ball go inside, and then that's the problem when you're playing against one of the best teams, a couple of passes, and they're through you. They almost scored at one end. And the worst thing for me is Rashford certainly wasn't the highest player in terms of the press. There was 4 or 5 players ahead of him. He's now the deepest one there. And I don't want to just jump on a bandwagon. I know Rashford's getting a lot of stick right now. That is not acceptable. It's not. And for me, I think there was 2 or 3 in the second half who chucked it. I think a lot of those lads have been chasing around Man City, one of the best teams in the world, losing 3-1, and it's very difficult. I've been there. Do you have sympathies, Teddy?
I see both sides of the story. I've played in a very dominant Manchester United side where you're demanded that you 100% commitment, desire to the cause, and everybody's rowing in the same boat together and led by a top manager. But I've also been in where there's fragments in a team, in a club, and you play against a team like Manchester City and they find every little hole in your setup and they work you again, and they try one side and everyone's trying hard to stop that, and then they come back out, they go for another area to find the little holes, and they keep prodding. And as I say, I've been on both sides of the situation. When you're in the dominant side, it grinds you down when these teams keep dominating you. And when this is a long answer, by the way, about your question. When you're playing in a team that's so focused and all rowing in the same way, it's all great. When you're playing for a manager that some people are thinking, he won't be here at the end of the season, I don't really have to try my hardest, he'll be gone, I'll work for the next manager. You know, there's vibes like that you can see all over the pitch. You know, players are getting left out. Is he injured? Is he not? There's just problems at the club. And I think that comes from the leadership in the football club. You look at Manchester City, they are being led by a top man that is devoted to Manchester City being better, the best that they can be. When you look at Manchester United, they had an interim manager, they sacked him, they get another interim manager in. What's going on at this top football club? What is going on? And that filters down. If you're getting someone that's there for the long stay and the desire to make them better, everyone can follow with you. But when it's not, it makes it hard for everyone to follow in that same way, because it's going to change at the end of the season again, and we've got to start again under another manager with new ideas again.
So and I suspect there'll be plenty of questions about that for you later, Teddy, if not from our viewers,
Sorry about
certainly
that
from me. And on Marcus Rashford as well today. The reports around today that he's not happy with the direction of travel for him personally right now. So more questions for Teddy at around about 10:30 this evening on Manchester United. And of course, much more. But next, our focus is on tonight's live game. And it's a big one for both as well.